welcome, seriously welcome to a John Legg fragrance review. You know what? I've always said it, fragrance should be an energy, it should be an emotion, it should be a memory, but most of all, fragrance should be fun. Take the fun out of fragrance and it's nothing. So we try and keep fragrance fun on this channel. So I really appreciate you coming to this channel. I'm so honoured with your presence. If you would do a thumbs up and if you would do a subscribe, you'd see me. I'd be the happiest guy ever. So thank you very much. Right, let's talk about a fragrance today from Jean-Paul Gaultier. Okay, he's a crazy designer. He puts out a lot of fragrance and they're all very well loved and respected. Now you go back to the sort of 80s, 90s, he launched a fragrance which was an iconic fragrance, and it was called Le Male. Now that's the one where you get the sort of little mannequin, and it's the green and the white stripes bottle. Okay, now if you like sort of mint and citrus over the top of vanilla, wow, that was your fragrance. And back in the day, it was strong and it lasted really well, as indeed all the old ones did, until the European law says you can't put certain things in fragrance. Okay, so back in the day, it was an absolute room filler. I had a bottle back in the day and I loved it. It was never my favourite fragrance, but I loved it. Okay, and I've never really bought another bottle since I finished with it because it wasn't one of my favourites. Okay, however, it was ultra fresh and ultra youthful. A couple of years back, they launched, I think it was about 2015, 2016, they launched what I thought was a special edition, which turns out to be something which is continuing. It's more than a special edition. They launched one called Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male Ultra Intense. Okay, so we've still got the same little mannequin. Okay, this time it was a dark blue bottle with dark blue stripes. Okay, you kind of get that intense feeling about it. Okay, let's spray it. Okay, it's intense, and the first thing that comes to mind is sweet. Now, if you think Paco Rabanne 1 million is sweet, this is sweeter still. Okay, let me tell you about some of the notes in it. Okay, we're not going to go into massive detail, but if I tell you about some of the notes, you'll get a picture of what you're going to get. Okay, you get an incredible pear, a sweet pear note. You get some cinnamon, massive fan of cinnamon. You get a little bit of lavender, a little bit of lemon, and all of that sits nicely on top of a base of some real ridiculously sweet vanilla. And do you know what? This is one of my favourites. Two reasons. First of all, because it's an incredible smell, and secondly, because it's an intense one, because it's ultra male, it lasts and it projects well. Now, I've sprayed this to both and let both men and women smell it, and they all go, oh yeah, that's a good one, that's an incredible one. Okay, now at first, when I first sprayed it, I thought maybe it's a little bit too sweet, but nobody has ever said to me that's too sweet, and I've grown to love this one, and it really ticks every box. Now for me, I was never a massive fan of the original Le Male. This one, I'll always have a bottle of this, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, there's hardly any left. It's just filling the bottom, as it were. I'm going to buy another bottle of this. Now, I have read some reviews saying it's been reformulated and it's maybe slightly weaker. Well, I'm going to sort of ignore that, and at some point I'll go out and buy another bottle of this because this one is incredible. Now, who could wear this? Definitely anyone from teenager up to maybe sort of 40s, because it's a very sweet and youthful scent. Would an old guy, would a sort of an 80-year-old guy wear this? You know what, I'd respect him if he did, but I think he'd probably feel a little bit uncomfortable wearing this because it is so youthful and so vibrant in its scent. What about the season? Now, I think in the summer this may become a little bit too sweet and it may annoy people around you, because the thing is, they're going to be smelling, because it really does. The bottle I've got, which is an original bottle, it really does kick off you. It sets up a scent bubble around you and you leave a real nice trail, what they call the sillage. Okay, people will know that you're wearing this stuff. Now, I know a lot of people who wear this. For me, if I was going to choose a sweet fragrance, and if I'd got a choice of Paco Rabanne 1 million, which is sweet, or this one, I'd actually go over this one over the top of Paco Rabanne 1 million, although I'm a big fan of 1 million, because this is just slightly different. I think for me, what wins my heart is that real sweet vanilla note, which all the other notes are placed on top of. So, I can't recommend this enough. This for me is a 10 out of 10 fragrance because it ticks every box. And in terms of the price and in terms of the availability, it's a Boots fragrance. You know, you don't have to go on the internet, go to Boots, and it will normally be on some kind of an offer, some kind of a promotion, because it's a very mainstream fragrance. And I think they're weird sizes. I don't think it's 100ml. Oh, it's a 75ml. And I think I spent around about £45–50. That was back in 2015, 2016, whenever it was launched. And I think it's still a similar sort of price now. So I think you might be able to buy a bigger one, and I think you might be able to buy a slightly smaller one, but obviously the bigger, the better value. And I think that the most you'll spend is sort of £50–60 tops on this fragrance. Now, providing they haven't completely reformulated it and lost all the impact of it, this is one that I would say just go out and blind buy this, because it's a complete crowd pleaser. Male and female will love this smell because it really is sweet, and it's done in a tasteful, sweet way. Okay, go out and buy it. Trust me. Right, I really appreciate you coming to this channel. I love your company, and I'd be really grateful if you'd give me a thumbs up, and I'd be honoured, seriously honoured and chuffed to bits if you would subscribe. So if you could do both of those, I'd be very grateful. So stay safe, take care, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.